The next big set of changes, moving away from estate tax and to personal and business income tax, has to do with bonus depreciation. Republicans in general are viewed as the more pro-business party. Whether that's ultimately true or not, I think one thing that we do expect is that some of the simpler pro-business tax policies that were part of the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, or that have been promulgated over the last decade by Republicans, are likely to either be extended or re-upped. This is one of them. So speaking about bonus depreciation, I guess we'll start with what is it? Many of you know, some of you don't, but I think it's a big opportunity for individual tax planners and clients planning for taxes. Depreciation, as I think most of you know, is the concept that physical assets lose value over time, and you're allowed to deduct that lost value from your income. So if you own an asset that's losing $10,000 of value every year, you can take that $10,000 and deduct it out of your personal income or your business income when you're doing your taxes. Bonus depreciation is the concept which has grown in salience over the last few years, that in some cases you can bring that depreciation forward and take it really upfront. If you buy a piece of real estate or some other physical asset, some machinery, traditionally you would have depreciated that asset over potentially as long as 27, 28 years. And so the deduction every year would have been very small. As part of the 2017 tax bill, Congress enacted this concept of bonus depreciation, which allows an individual to bring all of that depreciation forward to the first 5 years. Originally, it was 100% in the first year, but that number has decayed and sunsetted as a result of these expiring laws, to where this year it's 60% in the first year and the rest over the next 4. Next year, I think it'll be 40% and so on. Peter, the expectation that we have, I think, is that Congress will, as part of everything they're doing on taxes in the coming year, will bring bonus depreciation back and re-up it to 100%. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what people think is going to happen.
Yeah. And so if Congress brings bonus depreciation back to 100%, or even if it goes back up to some other number, that's going to have implications for the kinds of tax planning strategies that benefit from and focus on depreciation. Real estate is a big one. There are lots of opportunities to take very large depreciation deductions from real estate. And if you're able to bring all of those forward, that can make an otherwise pedestrian real estate investment look really attractive. Buying physical machinery. We've had clients ask us whether they should go out and buy a crane, which is a little bit out there for valor, but is something that people do when depreciation is a big part of the benefit. And if bonus depreciation is 100%, then going out and buying machinery could make sense. Similarly, and maybe closer to our hearts, is green energy projects. As many of you have heard us talk about, there are substantial depreciation benefits as well as other benefits from investing in solar specifically, among other things, as a result of both the Tax Cut and Jobs Act with this bonus depreciation and the Inflation Reduction Act, which the Democrats passed in 2022. The solar is a way to take advantage of this, even if you aren't buying real estate and you aren't in that business. And if bonus depreciation ticks back up to 100%, then the solar projects that we help you find, which were already very positive ROI, we're returning, on average $1.30 for every dollar invested in the first year. That's great. And if bonus depreciation goes back up, those numbers will get even bigger. And the balance between real estate and solar and oil and gas and other strategies may shift. So keeping an eye on this is important. And if it does go back up, then the expectation is that more of you all and more of our clients will be interested in pursuing solar. Peter, Pranav asked whether we expect that bonus depreciation will reach backward if they do re-up it. There was talk this year of if there had been a new law passed, and there was some possibility that was going to happen, even with kind of split government, that if they went back to 100%, that might be applied to last year as well. Do we expect that might be the case going forward?
My guess would be no, because they're going to be trying to keep the cost of these extensions as low as possible, and that would increase the cost.
Yeah, and that is kind of a background fact that's underlying all of this. Peter mentioned the deficit hawks. It's a not insignificant part of the Republican caucus, and anytime a party's out of government, they tend to start to become deficit hawks a little bit. And so you'd expect that the Democrats wouldn't be interested in signing on to
Yeah.
kind of more aggressive moves here. That being said, bonus depreciation is very popular among a core constituency of the Republican Party. And so I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, Pranav, that we'd see this kind of horse traded for something else. Maybe the SALT deduction doesn't happen or the extension doesn't happen and this does look back. I think the answer is we don't know, but there's a world where you might think the answer would be yes. Probably more likely no, as Peter said. In general, bonus depreciation is a real opportunity. All of these asset classes are already advantageous for lots of tax reasons and other reasons. They become even more so if bonus depreciation gets larger.